Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
Hey y'all, hey, we are back for another review of All the Queen's Men. The last time we ended, we were at, it was months and months and months and months ago, you know, pre-strike. So I'm going to try to catch y'all all up as much as I can remember or as I go through the review, because I forgot some things as well. If I still sound stuffy, I don't know what's going on, child. I've been sick for a month and it's just whatever. I'm just going to give y'all the video because if I keep waiting, you're not going to get them. So I'm just trying to be proactive. So let's just get into it. Again, we're returning from the mid-season finale, which puts us at season 3, episode 9, entitled Eye to Eye. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Last time, we ended with Trouble and Rayshawn. Trouble, Rayshawn, and Champ, one of the newly introduced characters, going over to Tandy's house and robbing her. And Rayshawn getting so upset and perturbed at what they did to him that he damn near beat the mayoral candidate or her husband to death. She opens the safe and they see that they've hit the jackpot. They've come across her life savings or her rainy day fund, let's just say, that she's been saving. And she's more concerned, she's less concerned about being robbed as she is about the fact that she's presuming that Madam sent them there to do this to her. And so they come out of the room, Rayshawn and Champ, you know, they gave Tandy her threats to not say nothing. Of course, that's not going to work ultimately. But they come back outside to see Rayshawn beating the man to damn near to death. And so they got to physically drag him out of there so they can go ahead and get their escape underway. As if it was going to be difficult to track them down. But we'll you know, develop in story. Madam, at the end, at the mid-season finale, Madam, her trusted security guy, the new guy, of course he was working for Fernando and he turns on them to get into a gun battle. We found out that Fernando has her dad, or who we presume to be her dad. We'll talk about that at the end of episode 2. You know, these come out 2 episodes at the time, and I break them up into 2 videos. So at the end of the second video, you'll find out exactly how that works out with her dad. Either way, she can't bear to see who she presumes to be her dad outside with his head decapitated. And now Blue has to take care of the arrangements and get things squared away with her father, making sure they give him a good send-off. Whoever is there, we're just gonna, you know, for a review sake, we're gonna presume that that's her dad. I've already seen the episode, you know, that second episode, so I know that it isn't, but again, for review sake, let's just process the emotions of her thinking it's her dad. Because whoever this person is, it's believable to be her dad because she goes on this rampage, you know, to get revenge, to get vengeance because she believes that her dad is now dead. The cops get to Tandy's and she done got showered and she's, you know, regained her composure and she's just only interested in getting to her husband, which, girl, she don't really care, but, you know, we got to put on a brave face. They get there and ask her questions, and D.A. Davis is asking her stuff, and they're telling her, like, listen, your husband may not make it, so you need to tell us as much as you can come up with. Of course, she wants to point this to Madam, but she also knows a bit about the code, and she's just not giving them much of anything. She's giving them nothing, really, at this point. All right. Blue and Madam are back at the club, and she cannot hold it together about her dad's death. Right? He always told her that this day would come, you know, being in that lifestyle, she should be more than mentally prepared for this to be his fate, but she's not. I mean, it's her dad. You know, we just can presume her to be a daddy's girl, and you just never fully prepare for your parent to go, especially in such a heinous way. And in my notes, I definitely put, like, not me feeling sorry for Madam. Like, I really felt kind of bad for the girl. Like, I know she's just a horrible person. I know she's a bad person, but I just felt bad because she felt so bad about her dad. I can't relate, but girl, I guess I know how you feel. Blue reminds her, like, listen, you're fearless and, you know, you're going to press through just like your father taught you. You know, I know your dad to be a strong person, and, you know, I know that you have that quality as well. Blue offers her some solace in the fact that that he had Alzheimer's, and she goes on to tell Blue, like, listen, that Joker ain't had no Alzheimer's. Like, I talk to him down there every day. he did not have Alzheimer's. The long and the short, he ain't had no damn Alzheimer's. And that's even more horrible to think, like, okay, maybe, you know, he had Alzheimer's and he didn't know it was coming, but of course he was faking. So no, if that is him, it did. It could have been a little traumatic for him. Well, greatly traumatic for him. So now Blue's like, well, damn, you know, the little solace I offered you didn't amount to nothing because this fool was faking the whole time. And she tells him, like, yeah, he was faking it because the FBI was on his trail. You know, he had to do all that to stay out of prison. Gives the whole rundown, the whole spiel. Whatever. Tandy is talking to her homegirl. I think her lawyer. I don't remember what the relation is, but she's talking to her. She tells her, like, she thinks Madam sent them over to rob her, and she's ready to move on a plan immediately. That they've already had a plan in place to try to take Madam down, but, you know, that plan is being derailed because now she has a vengeance plan that is going to supersede all of her other plans. And like I said, Trouble, Champ, and Rayshawn, just 3 damn dodo birds, because she named the dummies immediately, which immediately tied them back to Madam, so it ain't no damn secret as to how you can get to, you know, how she can presume that Madam has something to do with it. The lady offers to have them picked up for questioning, so I'm going to presume she's another cop. And Tandy's like, no ma'am. No, ma'am, I don't even care about no justice system. I want them off the earth. And that's really all I want. To include, but not limited to, Madam. So, taking the justice route, I don't really care about. And she was like, listen, we already have a plan in place. So if you go get your vengeance against them, that's going to ruin our plan, the greater plan that we have for Madam. But again, Tandy doesn't care. And then a friend comes up with an idea. She's like, listen, we could spread this. We could flip this thing and make it look good for your husband's campaign platform, you know, saying like, hey, you know, we know that crime is bad in the less desirable areas, and now it's spreading into our wealthy neighborhoods, and that's just going to, you know, further propel her husband's campaign. And she says, well, what if he doesn't make it? And she's like, okay, that's going to further solidify, you know, the plans that we have for the city. So, you know, either way, it could turn out to be a great thing for the platform and, you know, for their greater political ambitions. Whatever. All right. Trouble, Champ, and Rayshawn are back at whoever's apartment. Rayshawn goes to the shower and Trouble offers to split them. When she's talking to Champ, she's like, okay, we can split this money 3 ways. And Champ was like, no. We went over there to get $100,000. Now, we knew we were going to get more than $100,000, but Rayshawn is only going to get his $100,000, and we're going to split the rest. I'm sure they got much more than $100,000, but what I realized in this scene is that Rayshawn is so gullible. Like, he continues to get screwed over and over and over with every new person that he comes into contact with. And he's not built for this life, and he need to go find him something safe to do. Rayshawn is detached. He's unavailable because he's done something so heinous, and he does not know if that man is going to make it. And he's dazed in the shower, and he's like, listen, I got to go see if he's okay. I got to go talk. I got to do something. And Champ tells him, like, listen, you got to get your head on straight. You got to get your head on straight. And he tells Champ, like, listen, I know, but I just snapped. Like, I thought about everything they did to me, and I just could not control myself. And, you know, we all made that assumption in that scene. And, again, he's having a hard time pulling it together. And so, you know, Champ tells Trouble what was said in the bathroom. And they realize, like, Rayshawn might be the weakest link. Now, y'all should have known that shit before we got this far in the plan. But, of course, Rayshawn is the weakest link. Rayshawn is timid, and he wants to be tough so bad, and that just don't lead to a good situation for anybody, especially in a game like they're in, you know, being tied to Madam and all this underground shit that they got going on. Yeah, so I think that's all I wanted to say about that. Rayshawn is going to continue to prove to be the weakest link. He's still getting taken advantage of, even with the money, which, if we waited for $100,000 and we came across 3, it's either 3 ways or no ways. That's just how that's going to go. But Rayshawn is so inundated with the emotions of beating this man to damn near death. He ain't realized the money situation. And so, again, he ain't focused. And he's not built for this life. That's the long and the short. Rayshawn is not built for this criminal enterprise shit, much like Fuego. And they need to skip off into the sunset and find something safer to do. All right. Fuego. Speaking of Fuego, he wakes up the next day and someone has hacked into his laptop. They've hacked into it where they've cut the laptop on. They sending him text messages telling him that Madam set him up and had Sandra killed, to buy his loyalty. And of course, this is a trap. But he is typing right back, giving a paper trail to whoever this anonymous person is. They sent him pictures of him asleep in his apartment. And, so that has frazzled him. And I don't know if this is a blackmail attempt or if this is just another tactic, from the police to get information on Madam. I forgot that Fuego is like an IT person, so he should know a lot more about this. But he's going to have a conversation with Blue, and she's going to tell him, like, listen, you need to make sure, our phones don't get tapped. You all into this IT life, you should be able to, hack the hacker and all this good stuff. And so he is not sure, he's going to be able to do it. But you tied to the Enterprise now. You better do the best you can so that you don't end up in a meat grinder somewhere. All right. The next day, Champ and Trouble wake up and they realize that Rashawn is missing. I don't know why y'all didn't take shifts. Like, y'all are just some of the world's dumbest criminals. Y'all know Rashawn was on the edge the night before. Y'all know Rashawn wants to get vengeance. Y'all know that Rashawn is unstable currently. And y'all go to bed as if nothing happened. Y'all should have been in shifts or something like that. Either way, they think he might have either went to the police or to the hospital. Like, he did something, obviously, because he's not where he's supposed to be. So now they got to go find out where the hell Rashawn is at the moment. And so, of course, that's going to develop in the coming scenes. All right. D.A. Davis gets to work the next day, and her superior officer, the black lady, shows her tons of video of Madam doing all kind of stuff, including ripping the doors off the judges' houses, at the safe house. I think after the junkyard situation went down earlier on in the season, they found all these emails on her computer and then been backdated to look like they happened on the day of these events. Now, before I go into that, what I found is that the angles were weird, as if someone was standing behind and in front of Madam, like very up close shot. So I don't know if this is like drone footage or like somebody on the team, like Blue or Tom, like the perspectives weren't far away, as if, there was like a spy or something. They were very close, like, I don't know. The point of view was very close, and it looks like somebody really close to Madam might have taken a lot of this video. I don't know. We haven't gotten that far into what that looks like, but it looks very close to home the way the video footage looks. Either way, they found these on her laptops, and Casanova walks out. Of course, he was in hiding after the attempted shooting that came from Tommy and all that other stuff that came with it. He walks out and tells D.A. Davis, like, listen, while we had surveillance on Madam, we also had surveillance on you, and realized you've been compromised, that you might be with them. She might be on their side because they were watching her. So it sounds like Casanova double-crossed her, basically. They show her video of her with the dancer. Again, this is POV. Like, the video is like, it's like a camera's on his coffee table while Doc was like knocking her down. Like, it was very close footage. So I don't know how they ever get that kind of footage. I don't know what kind of high-tech systems they got that's tapping in, but that's what happened. Show her a video of her, having sex with Doc, and realizes that she's compromised the entire investigation. They want to try to prosecute her, and she's been dismissed, and, now D.A. Davis is out. But we also know in earlier conversations in the season that her superior had already kind of planned to put the onus on her and kind of throw her under the bus anyway, because they just don't like her for whatever reason. And so they're not sure if they're going to be able to prosecute her. All of this stuff could be circumstantial at best. And so we're going to see what develops with that later on. All right. While out looking for Rashawn, Trouble and Champ are sitting outside the police station to see if they see Rashawn, going to spill his beans. They don't come across Rashawn, but what they do come across is Casanova in his homeless disguise. And they realize that this Joker is not dead, which is going to fall back on Mr. Louisiana, because, sir, you were supposed to take care of the situation. Now, I don't know how he's going to be able to squirm from up under that, but, in the coming scenes, we'll see how Tommy feels about it, because everybody's now going to know that Casanova is not dead, by way of Trouble and Champ seeing him in under his homeless disguise. They know they got to tell Madam, but they can't tell her until they put eyes on Rashawn, because they can't tell on Casanova without telling on themselves, and they can't do that without locating Rashawn. It's just too much. It is enough going on. Anyway, Madam wants to have a quick funeral for her dad. They're going to have it in 2 days. I think that Tommy and Blue were able to go back and confirm Fernando to be dead and chopped up into a million pieces. I don't remember if it was Fernando or the security guard that double-crossed him. One of them expired in the gun battle, and he's been taken care of. And now they know that the concierge is still going to be coming for them, which I feel like we're even. If you're asking me, I feel like they're even. Concierge's wife wanted to use her mob ties and her power to get up under Madam's skin, right? And so she drew first blood. Madam got even. Concierge is pissed. Now they got your dad, right? So that makes us even. So we should be done with the beef. But I guess not, because it ain't really her dad. You didn't hear that from me. Anyway, they know that he's still gonna be on the war path, and you know the worst is yet to come. We know that Madam is in her feelings, so it's gonna be a lot of casualties until we get this shit settled. And so the beef between Concierge and Madam is not over. Now, we ain't seen Concierge since damn near season 2 of episode 2 of this season, and we're on like episode 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 at this point. So I don't know. Maybe he's filming something else, but we ain't seen him. We ain't heard nothing from him. Like, are we gonna have to wait till season 4? Like, what? Ramp up the beef. That's what I'm saying. Like, Fernando, you were a good fill-in, but if you dead, my boy, nice knowing you. A random number calls Carla, Madam's sister, and informs her that her daddy is dead. I think it was Concierge's voice, if I'm not mistaken. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. They sent her the address of the the nursing home? Funeral home, whatever. Basically, I'm sure in an attempt to get the two sisters to come across each other in this highly emotional situation. Of course, they're going to run into each other. Madam gets to the nursing home, and Nurse Johnson appears to have taken care of everything the night that her dad died. Nurse Johnson is the nurse that was being inappropriate with her dad when she thought he had Alzheimer's, and then, you know, him breaking his act, and then now they were blackmailing her. She was supposed to give Madam an update if anything was going wrong, and she did not, hence her dad getting kidnapped and presumably killed, right? So Madam's going to go to Nurse Johnson and be like, hey girl, why don't you give me no heads up and tell me why I shouldn't, you know, decapitate you as well. But we learn again that Nurse Johnson is called in the night that her daddy died. She's already taking care of everything. She needs to take care of her elderly mother, so she's used up all her vacation time. She ain't in the office no time soon, so now Madam has to track her down. But before she can do that, Madam is trying to get up out of there, and Carla rolls in. Carla is so upset that her dad is dead, and she gives so much care about her dad, and you know, they're going back and forth. It's a pissing match. And Blue is about 2 seconds off her ass. She's like, listen, leave Madam alone. She got a lot going on in her mind. I want you to leave her alone. Blah, blah, blah. Carla's talking cash money shit, right? And Carla calls her SG. And SG is, can't remember what it is, but it is a street name that Madam was called back in her younger days. Of course, Madam doesn't want to hear it. That is her trigger. That's the button. She pulls out a gun. Tommy's like, not here, not right now. She's doing everything she can to restrain herself, but Carla will not stop taking jabs. All right. And so she reminds her, like, Madam reminds Carla, like, listen, the only thing that kept me off your ass all these years is the promise that I made to my dad. But now that my dad is dead, ain't nothing keeping me from wiping you off the face of the earth, so you might want chill. Again, Carla's okay, but well, now he's gone, so what's up? What's up? And so Madam's like, listen, all right, boom. You not going to leave well enough alone. So she takes a knife out. She was like, listen, y'all should call the ambulance. And Carla said, for what? For who? And she said, oh, for you. And slowly impales her in the chest with a knife. And that is how we close out the episode. And if you're going to go out gangster, that's how you do it. That's how I done stayed off your ass long enough out of respect for my daddy. He gone. I ain't really got shit to lose. Nice knowing you. And so, you know, she has impaled her sister in the chest with a knife. Hopefully she don't die. Doubt that she will, because she's just as annoying as Madam. So, that wraps up episode 9. Again, I've already watched episode 10, but I'm going to break these 2 videos up, for the sake of breaking them up. Let me know what y'all think about the episode. I'm glad the show is back. I enjoyed. So, you know, sisters still going. Don't got nothing to do with this video. Anyway, thank y'all. I'll be right back with episode 10. Let me know what you think about the episode. Like, comment, share, subscribe, or whatever it is that you feel like doing. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go.